This is the business that you've been working so hard to acquire. You've been working so hard to get to your purpose-driven kingdom business. You want to go full-time in your coaching business, and you've been doing all the things, right? This is you. You're the bunny. You've been showing up. You've been putting content out there. You've been going from trend to trend. You've been researching every marketing tip there is so that you can grow your purpose-driven business and be able to transition into coaching full-time. You've tried every strategy, every tactic. You've sent the emails. You've created the content. You've been jumping in DMs. You've been hustling week by week to get clients. And your books, your schedule, your calendar still isn't booked the way you want it to be. It still isn't booked the way you need it to be so you can transition into coaching full time. And so even though you're doing all the things, you're doing all the right things, the strategies, the tactics, you're doing it all, right? You're watching YouTube videos, you're hiring this mentor, buying this course. You are not consciously aware of the block that is hindering you. The major block that's hindering you is your subconscious beliefs, right? So this is the carrot, and you're going for the carrot. You're constantly going for the carrot. However, you're hitting an invisible wall. You're constantly hitting an invisible wall. And you're like, what is going on? Why isn't it working? What am I doing wrong? And you're like, I don't know what else to do. And you're marketing, you're saying all the things, you're jumping on the trends, you're doing all the things. But your business still, you can't get to the business model that you want. You can't get to that business success that you really want. It's because no matter how much strategy, no matter how many tactics, no matter how many trends you jump on, no matter what it is that you're doing, the belief system behind what you're doing isn't in agreement, isn't in full alignment with what it is that you're going after, you're going to hit a wall every time. You're going to continue to hit this wall every single time because you're not addressing the bigger issue here. Your subconscious belief is responsible for 95% of your actions. 95% of your actions is through your subconscious beliefs. You're not even aware of it. You're not consciously aware of these beliefs. And this is why it's the subconscious. You're not even cognitively aware of them. However, they're controlling 95% of your actions. And so when you're hitting this wall, you're hitting up against this wall constantly because you haven't addressed the bigger issue. All right. And so on today's episode of The Daily Dose with yours truly, I'm going to be diving into how I broke through the invisible wall blocking my coaching business and continue to break through. Because no matter where you are on your business journey, maybe your goal is to be full-time in entrepreneurship. Maybe your goal is to hit 10K months. Maybe your goal is to hit 50K months. Whatever your goal is in business, there's always going to be the subconscious beliefs that need to get uprooted with every next level of your business. And this is why it is so vital to look at your belief systems and to hire a business mindset coach, because that is what's going to really propel you each level of your business. Okay. And so for those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Janel Ranée. I am your faithologist. I'm a certified life and business mindset coach, and I help you to transition into coaching full time without having to chase clients, without self-sabotage, and without sacrificing your time with your family. And so we're going to go ahead and dive into the Daily Dose episode. The Daily Dose stands for an acronym. It's the divine overflow of spirit-led empowerment. And so I sit with the Lord every morning, and he pours into me and shares ideas and just acronyms and alliterations and analogies and how I can really encourage you and equip you and empower you on your entrepreneurial journey so that you can grow your business All right. And so we're going to jump into what I have for you today. And so we're going to start with the scripture. One of my favorite scriptures is Romans 12:2. And it says, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. All right. And so you have to understand the importance. The Bible tells us about renewing our mind. This is the only way to transform. The only way. You got to renew your mind. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You have to renew your mind. Your heart in the Bible is your subconscious mind, right? And so we're going to be jumping into this acronym for you to really break through that invisible wall, the subconscious beliefs blocking your business growth. It requires you to, step number one, it requires you to see what you can't, it requires you to see what you can't see, right? And so this is why it's so important to have a coach who has a trained eye to see through the business blocks, right? And this is how I'm so passionate about how I help my clients to really identify these subconscious limitations that are hindering your business growth. And so I want you to understand that the W in the wall, breaking down the wall, is what you can't see can still block you, right? So this is you're going against this invisible wall. It's invisible to you. You can't see it. And so this is why it's so vital to have someone else to be able to see from the outside what you can't see, right? And this is what I help my clients to do. And I'm so passionate about this. And so there are hidden fears, there are doubts, there are limiting beliefs that silently sabotage you and your business growth. You don't even realize it's sabotaging your actions and you're not even cognitively aware of it. And so there are money blocks that are keeping you from charging more. Like it's money blocks having you undercharge, right? There's visibility fears that come up that causes you to shrink back in your business. So when you're showing up, right? So like I said, you're this bunny and you're doing all the things. You're doing all the things, right? To get this business on board and to be able to grow your business, you're doing it. But what it is there are subconscious beliefs that are, you're doing the actions, but the belief behind the actions are speaking louder. They're screaming so much louder than what you're actually saying. And so you can show up, you can market your business, but if you have inner doubt, if you have any inkling of like doubt inside or just any type of unbelief, unsettling inside of your belief system, your clients, your audience is going to feel that. If you are not showing up with like conviction and confidence in your offer, in your business, your clients, they can feel it. Energy does not lie. So no matter what it is that you're saying, if your anxiety within is literally on high, it's going to be screaming louder than anything that you're saying. You can articulate yourself in the best possible way, but that inner anxiety will sabotage you every single time. So what you can't see can still block you. So there are money blocks, there are visibility blocks. These things can still block you. All right. And so that's the W in the wall acronym. We're going to jump down to the A. The A is automatic nervous system response. As a nurse, I've seen it time and time again where I would come in to start an IV, right? And my client's heart rate would spike up, right? Their blood pressure would shoot through the roof. They will start to breathe heavily, right? Some of them will hold their breath, like just in this anxiety. It's the automatic nervous system response. It's how your body responds to triggers around it, right? And so it's the fight, the freeze, the fawn, the fight, I'm always doing a tongue twister. So it's the fight, the freeze, the flee. That's the one I was missing. The flee and the fawn response. And so you think it's like a lack of discipline, but it's not. It's just your nervous system. It's your body protecting you from perceived danger. Right. And so when my clients or my patients would see the needle come in, they're like, their bodies would, their automatic nervous system would respond. Right? They would have to do some deep breathing exercise. I would have to get them to really just relax so that I can actually place the IV without them flinching. Because with them flinching, it's just going to make it worse, right? Them moving will cause me not to be able to really access the line, the vein. And so it's so important that, and this is why I'm so grateful that I'm able to take like my skills as a nurse and still implement them inside of my coaching business. So I'm helping my clients to like heal their nervous system and regulate their nervous system as they're growing their business and being able to heal those broken belief blocks that are keeping them sabotaged, right, in their business, that's self-sabotaging their business. And so the fight, flee, freeze, and fawn response is really just your body trying to protect you. That's it. It's trying to protect you from its perceived danger. And so if it perceives like visibility, you showing up and going live and marketing your business as danger, because it's like, oh, I don't want to, you know, there's underlying beliefs there, right? There's underlying beliefs. And so maybe it's your body is afraid that the subconscious beliefs that translate into your body's automatic nervous system response, those subconscious beliefs are afraid of visibility, right? It's fearful of maybe additional stress. It's thinking, oh, if I do grow my business, I'm not going to be able to handle it. So subconsciously, there are blocks there. And so you show up, but then it's a lot of start and stop, constant start and stop. You're starting, but then whenever you get a little nervous, your automatic nervous system comes in and you start to retreat back. And you do it subconsciously. You're not even aware of it. An example of this is, you know, you told yourself you're going to put content out there today, and you find that you are spending 4 hours to edit one reel. That's procrastination. That's an automatic nervous response. That right there, you are literally in the freeze mode. The freeze automatic nervous response. You're in the freeze response. You're procrastinating. And the reason why is because you have this underlying fear, subconscious fear of maybe judgment. You're thinking, oh, I'm going to put this reel out there and I don't know, I don't want it to offend anyone. And so you're second guessing yourself, you're shrinking yourself, you're minimizing your voice. And so you're not fully showing up. You're not fully authentically showing up. I just realized my mic is all the way back there. You're not fully authentically showing up. And so it's so important to get to the root of these subconscious beliefs that is blocking your business. This is the subconscious mind. This is your business. This is you. And you're doing the things, but the belief system behind it just isn't, it's not working. Right. And so you have this, your body has this perceived notion that when you do grow your business, it's going to be added stress, added responsibility, added pressure. You're like subconsciously, your belief system is like, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to actually handle it. I don't know if I'll be able to responsibly handle more clients. And so these are the blocks. All right. And so you might be it's an underlying fear of judgment or failure, right? And so this is why, like, I help my clients with the Holy Spirit-led nervous system regulation, and we do this through my safe protocol. We uproot the subconscious beliefs, right? We identify it. We go through the steps to identify what that belief is that's sabotaging your growth, and then we regulate your nervous system, all right, accordingly. And so that is the A, okay, the automatic nervous response. So now we're going to jump into the first L, and the first L is limiting beliefs about money, worth, and visibility. So we kind of touched on it a little bit, but there are limiting beliefs. There are subconscious blocks that are causing you to undercharge when you know you should be charging more for the transformation that you are providing for your clients. Subconsciously, you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm worth it. I don't know if this is worth it. I don't know. Like, and it's like you have so many money blocks. Maybe you've grown up to think, oh, money doesn't grow on trees. So you have this subconscious scarcity block behind money. Like you desire it, right? You want it, but this block thinking that money is the root of all evil or money doesn't grow on trees, there's this scarcity. There's this subconscious belief that even though you know you desire to have wealth and God has given, that the scripture tells you God has given you the power to get wealth, and you know that you want to hit your 50K month revenue goals. You want to hit your 100K month revenue goals. However, this belief is blocking you from getting to that next level, that subconscious money belief, right? That there's a scarcity there. Or, maybe you've grown up, and even in the movies, they show you like, the people with the wealth, they were the villains, right? The filthy rich. And so there's subconscious programming in our society about wealthy people. We think that they're evil. We think that they're sketchy, shady, right? Greedy. And so there's this subconscious programming throughout society that judges the wealthy as if they're greedy, right? And even in like religion, they say, like money is the root of all evil. So if you're thinking these things subconsciously, it's going to cause you to be hesitant to sell. You're going to be hesitating to sell. On the sales call, you're going to be like, oh yeah, talking about all the benefits of your program. But then when you get to the price, it's like you literally cut the price in half in the middle of your sales call. When you want to charge 5,000, you're charging 2,000. When you want to charge 500, you're like, oh, I'll give it to you for 200, right? And so these blocks are causing you to undercharge, to hesitate while you're selling. The visibility blocks here, it prevents you from showing up fully, authentically, speaking from a place of conviction and confidence. And this is all stemmed from your belief issues. It stemmed from your subconscious belief issues that you don't even realize you have. You think it's a strategy problem. So you keep downloading another freebie. You keep like watching these videos and like jumping on the next tactic and the new strategy that someone came up with. And they're like, there's just all these strategies. You're like, oh, this one doesn't work anymore. This one works. And it's like you're jumping around like a bunny, literally like a bunny. You're jumping around, chasing strategy to strategy, trend to trend, right? Hopping on the next new tactic. But what you really need is to be aware of the subconscious belief blocks that are blocking you. It's not a strategy problem. It's a belief issue. It's not a strategy problem. It's a belief problem. Okay. And so your subconscious beliefs block you to keep you safe. All right. And so that is the first L, limiting beliefs about money, worth, and visibility. And then lastly, the last L is learned patterns from your past. And so, maybe your parents told you, or you heard like money doesn't grow on trees, right? So now it's just like these learned patterns of just like scarcity mind thinking. Or maybe you've heard, oh, stay in a child's place or be seen, but not heard. And so now when it's time for you to show up, you have this learned pattern from your past that's saying, oh, maybe I shouldn't be so vocal about this. maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should just hold back. I don't want to offend anyone, right? Maybe you've had some past wounds that are still dictating your present day business behaviors. And so until you intentionally uproot those planted seeds, those planted patterns, those planted beliefs from subconscious programming from 30 years ago, those, imagine, okay, I want you to imagine like a computer. Imagine having a computer system and it's a 30-year-old computer and it's never been reprogrammed. It's never been updated. The memory bank, the programming has never been renewed. Can you imagine how slow and sluggish this computer will be because of the old programming? And so it's the same, in the same sense, I want you to understand that you have to constantly be reprogramming your subconscious mind, uprooting the past data that's no longer serving you today. And so the learned patterns from the past that are dictating and causing you to retreat back into self-sabotage in your business, this is what I help my clients to do, like to really uproot these subconscious beliefs and really be able to regulate their nervous system in real time with my safe protocol. One of my clients, she was constantly like procrastinating. Like she would take forever to create content. And it was in doing this work that she was able to identify, pinpoint where she learned this perfectionism, because truly it's rooted in perfectionism, and perfectionism is rooted in a fear of judgment, right? So you're afraid to show up and you're not perfect. And so she was able to pinpoint from her past in her childhood a specific events, but there were more, but one particular event that was causing her to shrink back and not fully show up and to feel like it had to be perfect. Otherwise she would get in trouble. Grown woman in her 30s. And she still feels like she's going to get in trouble. She's going to be penalized for not being perfect because of a childhood experience. And so once we were able to uproot that, bring it to the surface, become aware of it, the awareness of it, then she was able to now heal. And now my girl is out there, okay? She is showing up consistently, no longer dragging her feet and procrastinating, no longer, having to make everything perfect, cross all the dots, cross all the T's before putting it out there because of this limiting belief or subconscious block behind her business growth, right? And so this is how I help my clients inside of the Business by Belief Accelerator. We go through uprooting the subconscious beliefs. First and foremost, the first step is we create your signature offer. And so when you have an offer that you are proud of, an offer that you've actually lived through, it's like your own lived experience. So you know that there's this inner conviction about it, because now it's like, your clients are going to have transformation because you've been able to have transformation. There's this inner certainty now. And so we create your offer. Then because it's your lived experience, now it's just you out here testifying, right? You're out here just testifying. You're sharing how you've been able to triumph over your trial. And now you're just sharing the testimonies of that. And so your marketing shifts. Now you're marketing with a level of conviction. Now you're marketing with a level of certainty and confidence. And your clients feel that. They feel that energy. They feel the pull. They feel your belief, because sales is just a transfer of belief. And when you believe in your offer, you show up with a level of belief where your clients, your audience now believes as well. and they're ready to like throw their credit cards at you because they believe. They're like, oh my gosh, yes, I believe if it happened for her, it can happen for me. They see themselves in your story. And so I help you with story selling formation to really be able to anchor your story and be able to sell your offer. Then, so after you're showing up your marketing, we also simplify your sales funnel so that you're not all over the place jumping around like this little bunny rabbit, right? Jumping around, right? Now, with these belief blocks taken down, ripped and uprooted, right? Now you're able to get the carrot. There's no barrier between you and your business growth. There's no barrier between you and your business goals, because now you have uprooted the subconscious beliefs. You have a beautiful offer that you're proud to sell. You're showing up, you're marketing it with conviction. The sales are coming in because you have a simplified sales funnel that flows on autopilot. We're going to systemize your sales so that you don't have to chase clients. We don't chase clients. We attract them. We're no longer chasing. We are attracting clients. And so you're no longer jumping around like a bunny all over the place trying to get to this carrot. Now you got it because those subconscious beliefs are uprooted. Your nervous system is now feeling safe. It's now feeling safe. Your business will only grow to the extent of your belief system and your body's safety. And this is why Business by Belief is my acceleration program. And if you want to grow your business by belief, by healing those subconscious belief blocks that are hindering you, regulating your nervous system, creating a blueprint that will systemize your sales consistently, comment belief, and I'll send you the application to apply for the Business by Belief Accelerator. All right. So that you can have your business growth goals. So you can transition into coaching full time. Right. And so that's what I have for you today. I pray that this daily dose episode has been a blessing to you. And I'm going to tell you, just as God told me, put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.